I'm going at this on the fly, so if you wonder why my update is like this, yeah, it's like that. Anyway, this is MegamanNG, and I welcome you to another monthly update. This is the May 2021 update, Reprieve and Refreshment. And to be honest, after playing, I don't know, like Crash 4, DK64, I honestly need a break. And judging by how things going on YouTube and the like, it's only going to make it a lot worse. Before we begin, let's get started with the donation shoutouts. First up is JNL Game for the $100 donation, as well as Warpchaos, who donated about a week or so ago, donated 10. If you want a shout out of your own, you just have to donate to my PayPal. The PayPal link's in the description and you'll get a shout out. It's not mandatory, but if you want some recognition, there you go. Not to mention, we have channel member shout outs, and there are plenty. More importantly, welcome back Metal Hunter 64, who rejoined as of 3 days ago. Not to mention, we have Tomboy Player 1993 for 7, Big Cammy 007 for 7, and Javier Munoz for 8. Shoutouts to them as well. If you want a shout out, just be a member by hitting that join button. Also, this video is brought to you by Japan Code Supply. You want to save money when you order ahead of Japan Code Supply? Use the code word MegaNG to save $3 off orders over $50. That's all there is to it. And remember, we need to explain the importance of like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. Considering that YouTube decides to make things a lot more harder than they should, which unfortunately it is a proven fact because this month alone has not been that great. I'm not kidding at all. Views have been unfortunately down for whatever reason, not to mention the reach and engagement. It's just sad. It really is. It really is, and I only say that because I'm trying to get this channel growing, but it's hard enough as it is. Not to mention the watch time for the month of April alone. Basically, 84% of people are not subscribed, while 15.3% of them are. We need to fix this. We need to improve on it, and the only way to do that is, well, subscribing and hitting that bell so that way you know when I'll upload next. I really need the support now more than ever. Anyway, let's get started on what has happened in the month of April, because there was a lot. Aside from a few missed little bits here and there, we've completed many games like Persona 5 Strikers. Not to mention, we've also completed Donkey Kong 64 and Crash Bandicoot 4, the inverted side. Yes, I have already completed Crash 4 inverted. Not to mention DK64 101% complete. So yeah, another playthrough's bite the dust. So what's going to come for the month of May? Well, you guys are finally going to be seeing the start of Spider-Man Miles Morales for the PlayStation 5. And not to mention another one, because I did mention that I really wanted to do a playthrough as part of my year of Fire Emblem. Sadly, I never got it off the ground for whatever reason. But there's no excuse now. I'm going to finally be starting Fire Emblem, Genealogy of the Holy War, and that's going to be a challenge in and of itself. Thankfully, I have a wired Xbox controller that I use to do them's Fighting Hurts footage on, so yeah, you guys are going to be seeing me go through that. It's not going to be a pretty thing, I assure you, it just ain't. There's also going to be another, well, it's not really a request, but I'm just going to say it is going to be a Patreon-sponsored playthrough because someone else has decided to take the pledge, albeit in a different way. And you want to know the game in question? The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. But I'm not doing the 3DS version. I'm doing the OG N64 version. The version that I first felt familiar with. And there's a very good reason for that. The reason for that is because my old 3DS handheld is pretty much dying. And I really want to get my hands on a new 3DS XL capture board. Sadly, finding that is next to impossible. And there has not been no new word from Leafy. Because, no, not Leafy. I think it was... What was the guy's name again? Because he was the guy who was responsible for the old 3DS capture boards. Yeah, it is still Leafy for whatever reason, but he had another name. But either way, I'm waiting for him to design the new capture boards for new 3DS XL. Finding them is not impossible since the one responsible for making them, Katsukitty, has ceased development of them due to laws in Japan cracking down on modding hardware, like handhelds and whatnot. And because of that, Katsukitty just called it quits and disappeared. I don't know why, but it just sucks. By the way, the fundraiser to save Sony's legacy is still going. If anyone's interested, the link's in the description. And yes, I've already gotten started buying some of the more older games. And there are plenty of games I want to do. Some of them being the Legend series and others like classic PlayStation 2 games like Shinobi and Strider 2. There are so many to do that it would give me a reason to like do them all. I'm not kidding right there. Yeah, I already have my PlayStation 3 set up and all. The only thing I'm missing is to get an HDMI splitter and a PS3 adapter. Yes, I know that the PlayStation line of adapters are interchangeable, which, yeah, there's a reason why I kind of like Sony because their adapters are pretty much the same. Almost. And I'm also wanting to do Metal Gear Rising, so there's no excuse for that. If you want to chip in and help, the link's in the description. This isn't mandatory, it's optional. And if you can't donate, please feel free to spread the word. It helps. You'll get a shout out from me regardless. Also, there's going to be some streams happening throughout May because I'm truthfully burned out. Because of the fact that I did DK64 and Crash 4, I'm at a state of burnout, and I'm at the point where I just want to stop and take a break. If I keep going, it would actually affect my mental health. And DK64 nearly drove me to the breaking point. If I had like an Xbox, I'd be doing Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie right about now. But honestly, I need a break with it. Last but not least is some real talk, and this is something recent that just really grinds my gears to a T. You want to know what that is? That's simple. Toys for Bob and Activision reducing them to doing Call of Duty Warzone. I mean, this just angered me. This just pissed me off as a person because I'm a big fan of Toys for Bob. And the same can be said for Vicarious Visions, who was responsible for the Crash and Sane trilogy and the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remaster, which I need to get someday. Basically, yeah, I just found out that Toys for Bob, pretty much Activision forcing them to work on Call of Duty Warzone, which there's been rumors going around that the newest Call of Duty is turning out not great. And Activision is really, really worried. Really worried that if the game bombs, this could actually bite them in the butt. I only say this because let's just say that, yeah, Activision is a really shady company. Thanks to their money-hungry CEO, Bobby Kotick. And honestly, they really did not deserve such a fate because I really hope that with the success of Crash 4, it's about time they could maybe do Spiral 4, but not this. This makes me mad, and I know many of you are too. So for the sake of things, let's pour one out for these guys. Thank you. Toys for Bob, if you're watching this, thank you for giving life back to Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. It sucks that you're now reduced to being Call of Duty, but I guess that's what happens when, well, you're dealing with a greedy CEO and a greedy company. Screw you, Activision. You guys deserve all the negative press that you're going to get if that Call of Duty game bombs. So yeah, that is it. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. It means a lot. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. And please consider subscribing and supporting this channel because one of these days I'm going to end up calling it quits and just not do this anymore. After doing content for 15 years, I have to wonder if it's all worth it in the end. And I'm trying my hardest to grow, and it's actually gotten more difficult with every passing day. Thanks to YouTube, approximately. So yeah, that's it. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. I'm going to get me some ice cream.